The violence in Afghanistan comes against the backdrop of talks between the US and the Taliban. The two sides have been holding regular meetings in Qatar since October as they try to end the 18-year-long conflict. Talks between Afghan officials and Taliban representatives have also taken place, but negotiations are complicated by frequent attacks, the presence of ISIL-affiliated fighters and a presidential election, as we were hearing there from Charlotte Bellis in Kabul, planned for September. Let's talk now to Omar Zakhilwal. He's formerly an advisor to President Ghani. He was the president's special representative and Afghan ambassador to Pakistan. He joins us on Skype from Kabul. Omar Zakhilwal, if it's not the Taliban, who was it, do you think?
Well, it does have the hallmarks of the ISK, Daesh. Previous similar attacks have been claimed and traced to the ISK. This has not yet been claimed, or at least I don't know yet, but it definitely looks like they have carried it out.
If you were still working very closely with Mr. Ghani, what would you be saying to him about his claim that the Taliban are still creating the atmosphere, the optics that lead to this kind of attack?
Well, there is no doubt that the warring environment in Afghanistan has provided a platform for terrorist activities, including that of Daesh and others as well. And that's why we insist on pushing forward with peace, because with peace with Taliban, such an environment will be taken away, and it will not be easier for ISIL to operate in Afghanistan the way they do today.
What does this do to the talks about talks that we've seen taking place in the Qatari capital, Doha?
I think, if anything, this should strengthen our resolve to push forward for that. Whenever peace talks heat up, such attacks increase. In fact, this is not the first big attack this year. In 2019, particularly when the US-Taliban talks have picked up, the violence in Afghanistan, in particular terrorist activities, have picked up as well. Therefore, they should not deter those talks. If anything, they should strengthen this resolve for pushing forward to peace talks.
OK, if it pushes the process forward, and it's a big if it reinvigorates the process, surely then Mr. Ghani is nudging himself to a situation where he's got to engage directly with the Taliban as a consequence of what's happened in Kabul in the past 12 hours or so, but despite what he's also saying about the Taliban in the past 6 hours or so.
Yeah, but again, there's war going on between the Taliban and the government forces as well as the American forces, continuously. On a daily basis, if not in Kabul, in some other parts of Afghanistan, people get killed on both sides, and yet peace talks still continue. Even attacks between the US and Taliban still continue, and yet they also continue to talk. So that's the unfortunate nature of the war. And again, seeking peace doesn't mean that while you are talking peace, then the war will stop. No, the war will continue, unfortunately, but peace talks should also continue with the hope that this will put an end to the war.
Is he under pressure himself to be seen to be doing something about this kind of attack? I mean, big attacks.
Definitely. I mean, there is also there is a responsibility on the shoulders of the government as well, because they are responsible for taking measures to prevent such attacks from happening. And unfortunately, this was a major security lapse. Again, a terrorist suicide bomber coming into the city in a very sort of not so much secure. Any part of Kabul is not secure, but the center of Kabul, going into a wedding and not noticing or not sort of taking measures that these are soft targets for particularly ISK, and that extra security measures should have taken place so that such attack was prevented from happening. So that scrutiny and that pressure is going to come on President Ghani, on the security institutions.
OK, we must leave it there. Omar Zakhilwal in Kabul, thank you very much.